Hi, welcome back to Tao of Twang. I'm Dave. So this is a quick follow-up from that video a couple of days ago, using the same backing track, and a lot of great comments, and a lot of folks seem to really enjoy this one. Um, and you know, just real quick, got a lot of appreciation about the tone that's being used on this soloing track, and you know, you've convinced me. I'm going to make a video where we're just going to talk about that. I'm going to show you like screenshots of how I set up, the amp modeling and stuff and the effects. And it's all in a virtual space, right? I got these amps over here that's just eye candy, right? It's all coming from inside the box on this channel. So, it might be fun to just kind of like get in there and look and see how this is really being done. And some of you couldn't wait. So I sent you some screenshots, email them to you, of how I set up the chain in GarageBand and stuff. So you can mess around with that tone. It's really important because, and it's fun, and if you love your tone, you love the sustain and you love the feeling it gives you, that's the best space you can be in to be creative and make music, right? It feels good. So it's not a sideline issue. It's a really important one. And it's really cool how you can do all this in the box and kind of sit in a room, in the house with other people doing normal stuff, and you're just, you're in your own world, man. It's great, So that's coming. Keep an eye out for that. So today I just want to, kind of wrap up some of the stuff about this playing over this progression. And we're really going to use the same ideas that we used the other day, but just kind of looking at it from a slightly different angle and maybe add in one or two little things to it, okay? So our progression was B flat, F, sorry, and C. I was kind of thinking to myself, somebody else had mentioned in a one-on-one session just earlier today, hey, that backing track's cool. Why don't you make that as its own video, and so we don't just have 2 minutes there. And I'll put a little bit at the end of this, but be looking out this weekend too for I'll make a video that's a 5 or 6 minute version of this progression. Okay, so it's B flat, F, C. Hold the C. Okay. Pentatonics, right? You can just tell by all those major chords and this rock feel, we're going to be using pentatonics. Major and minor. We really drilled into this more in the previous video. Turns out that both of those work well, and they really work well alternating with one another, and especially in certain places in the progression and stuff. But we also did some trials on it and discovered that you didn't have to be that scientific about when you're going back and forth. You just kind of follow once you get it under your fingers and you get them both going, you just kind of, go for what feels good, right? And that other video will really take you through that in a more comprehensive way. Today, I want to, warm up a little bit with those two and then kind of look at a couple more aspects of this. So let's start with major pentatonic. Nothing wrong with that all day long, minor. Back to major. It works. There, we tested it again, still passed. So we're not going to drill down into, we don't need to put the microscope on this piece, the theory scope on it, like, and get hardcore about it. We just really don't need to. That right there is a program in and of itself. But this one little piece is also interesting, and it could help you in your arrangements. Let's go over the scale tones that make up these two kinds of pentatonic. For major, it's the 1, 2, 3, major third, skip the fourth, 5, and 6. Okay, go right to the minor. Minor pentatonic, it's based off of a natural minor scale. So if we're counting scale degrees, it's root, the 1, skip over the 2, go to the minor third, the flat third. Then the 4, that was left out down here, remember? We skipped the 4, but here it's 1, flat third, 4, 5, flat 7, okay? Each one has 5 notes, pentatonic. Now, if you marry those two together, what happens? Well, the first thing that happens is kind of confusing. You end up with a minor third and a major third if you put the two buckets into one bucket and stir it all together, right? So that's a little, don't get hung up on that. For this purpose of what we're about to do, we're going to select the major third. So the root, of course, is included in both. The 2 was in the major, so we're going to put that in there. The major third. The 4 is now in there. That was one of the ones that showed up on the minor pentatonic. Then the 5th, 6th, which was in the original major, and then flat 7. Sound familiar? Mixolydian. Now, some of you are already onto this in the comments, and somebody I was talking to yesterday, one-on-one, mentioned this also. It's mixolydian, man. You didn't say mixolydian. I don't think I did say it. And it's not a test, it's not a quiz. It's just like, I wanted you to really explore those two pentatonic method sequences, independently and then back and forth. Okay. Turns out that, you mix that up. You one of the things that comes out in the mix is mixolydian. All right. So we can put that in there. If you want a little bit of, next door neighbor sound in there, right? You can just mix it in with your framework of your, pentatonics and stuff. For example, let's say we're not bad, right? Gives you just some extra stuff to reach out to, right? And sometimes you just want to, if it's more, you want to be more lyrical, in your guitar sound. Right? That was almost just a straight up arpeggio. Sounds kind of cool, though, if you put it right at the end of a phrase or during a drum fill or something, And in that intro today, I did one piece. I don't remember exactly where I did it, but I went right up that scale. And then probably went to minor. Right? It just all works, man. This is just a nice stew of the right ingredients or something. So I just wanted to introduce that mixolydian idea. You don't have to do a big, huge run and, it doesn't have to be super fast and stuff. But like I said, even if it's just that kind of next door neighbor stuff, just realize that's going to work. And it accounts for that B flat, right? Because you're the 7th, when you put those two together, it's the flat 7. That's the key to it, the B flat, right? And even though we've been saying that C is kind of the tonal center of this, if we treat it as C major, that B match natural causes a lot of trouble. So you can really think of it as being an F, I guess. Don't get hung up on it. If it works, it works. Probably the cleanest way to assess this in terms of a key study is F, and this is the 5 chord, right? The C. So, only other thing that I remember doing in that intro that I don't want to leave you hanging without some kind of explanation was I did a few little hammer kind of double stop. I don't remember. It was that kind of stuff, right? Maybe I did. Something like that. We've done a lot of those sequences on the channel before, right? But if I kind of, if that kind of blew by there in that intro and you're like, wait, what was that? It's, different positions of C, really. Right, with some hammers and things. And if you I think there's a playlist on the channel, that says double stop or rhythm and blues or something. There's a lot of that stuff in there. But I just wanted to, let you know that that's what was going on there. And so those were the extra elements that I put in today. So I did major pentatonic, minor pentatonic, threw in some mixolydian sequences in there, here and there. And then I did kind of a little slip slide, Have fun with it, man. Be looking for this backing track in a day or two. I don't know when I'll get it up, but it'll be a longer one where you can really, let yourself go and have some fun with this one. All right? Talk to you soon.